It's LPB racing time again. We are back here for the LPB Super Season Round 4 from Bathurst, and the cars are on their way round on the formation lap, and we're going to take you through all the order, the drivers we've got, and all the info with the race about to come up. So around on the formation lap then, we have Callum on pole position in the Bentley. Well, it looks like a Bentley, but it's actually a Genesis X, but it is also a Bentley. Then we have Josh in second place in the BMW Z4 there, in the liquid moly colours in the Z4. Nice looking car that, actually, that Z4. Then we have TY in third place on the grid in the very iconic Pennzoil Nismo GTR. They're in third place, so not bad qualifying for him. Neil Farmack in third place in the Ford Mustang, a very sort of teal sort of colour on that car. Very nice looking car there, that Mustang there. There we are, with the teal and yellow colour there. And the next car behind him, you can just see it behind him, is the Nissan of Cyrex. Cyrex there in the Nissan. In the yellow-white colours there. And next behind him we have Bidster in the Pepsi-sponsored Toyota FT1. This is a Vision Gran Turismo car. So that should be quite fun to drive. King Domingo in, I think he's in the Mercedes. We'll see in a moment with the camera. There he is in the Mercedes, the white Mercedes number 3 there. Going down the dipper at Bathurst. And behind him, in the bright blue car, we have got Keith in another Mercedes there in the SLS colour, in the SLS. A lovely looking blue that on that car with the Petronas colours. Then we've got Firepower in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, sported a very nice chromy blue colour there in the number 27. And then at the back we have got Rodders in the BMW, bucket rods in the BMW. So he's rounding off the back of the grid in that BMW M6. So just so you know, guys, this is a new way of recording and filming this at the moment, so if there are any teething problems, please bear with us. I'm trying it slightly different, and we're also doing more of a sort of a highlights format than doing the full live commentary. Just helps me save a bit of time with everything going on in life and stuff. So we are going to the last corner. We're all in line, ready for this race here at Bathurst. 60 laps of Bathurst coming up for you right now. We have tyre wear on, we have fuel on, everything is pretty much on. Obviously no penalties in that rubbish, but yeah, here we go, ready for the start. Both together, and we are away here at Bathurst. Down to the first corner, and it's Callum just holding on to the lead. Anime goes on the outside. There's TY looking to go up the inside there as we go up the hill. Oh, and Neil Farmack's car just lagging out a bit there, but he's back. Phew, there he goes. Straight back there with a bit of lag. And as we work his way down to the bottom of the hill, everyone side by side. You wouldn't think this was a 60-lap endurance race. You'd think it were a bloody sprint. We're going up the hill. Still, it's Anime in the lead, Callum second, Neil third, TY in fourth. Then it's Cyrex and Bids further back. Keith right behind the Toyota FT1 there as you go on board with King Domingo in the Mercedes. Up and over the top, then we go switch to Bidster in the Toyota FT1, riding the curb there. Oh, Cyrex gets very close to the wall. And through over the top of the hill. Sliding their way down the dipper, and down the dipper we go. TY right behind Neil Farmack here, down to the forest elbow. Everyone closes up. TY with a penalty there. The penalties were on for this one because this was done quite a while ago, about a couple of years ago. As we go down the straight, so the yellow line there, TY will be forced to slow down, and everyone else goes through. So he goes down to 6th place. There's Rods. As we go, looking at Neil Farmack, and we've saw the order so far. So we've got Josh in the lead, Anime in the lead. We've got Callum, Neil, Sarex, Bidster behind Sarex, putting the pressure on the Nissan drivers. We go down to the last corner, not going for the move though, because like I said, it is a long race. It's a long race here, 60 laps of Bathurst coming up for you guys. King Domingo there across the line. Good clean start actually. I was expecting a bit more mayhem. The only mayhem we had really was Neil Farmack's car having a bit of lag, but that's about it really. Everything else was pretty steady at the start of the race. We go on board with Bidster again and that lovely sounding Toyota FT1. We go down to the second corner, in we go, climbing up the hill, chasing down that Nissan in front of us of Sarex. To the left-hander, up the hill, powering up the hill. Brilliant track this at Bathurst. And here's on the start of lap 3, looking at Keith here, goes into turn 1 and just clips the curb, gets the power on, this is on the curb, and round he goes, and Firepower just avoids the back of the Mercedes there. Very lucky not to get caught up too much. And let's have a look at it again from the onboard view of Firepower, see it from the driver's eye view. As we go out the corner there, Keith loses it, and round in front of us, oh, we're not sure which side to go, we just missed the back of the Mercedes. Very close call there. And now we're on to lap 4, we see Rodders there running wide at turn 1, that's going to give Domingo a nice run down the straight between turn 1 and turn 2, he moves to the left, oh, and the Rodders says, oh, I think Rodders was already moving that way, so he Domingo ended up mowing a bit of grass in a very expensive Mercedes lawnmower right there, and down to turn 2. We go up the hill, following the BMW. We look at now at Bidster and TY. Oh, look at TY, massive slide there, trying to get the power on as early as possible. You got to get the power on early to get that run up the mountain. And obviously with that little twitch there, he's just lost himself a little bit of ground up to the back of Bidster's car. Bidster using the curbs, or TY using the wall there. I'd rather use the curb than use the wall. As we go down to the dipper, on board now with TY in that Nissan GTR Pennzoil car. Down the hill we go, left, right, left, down to the Forest Elbow. Still in sixth place behind Bidster in 5th place. They're catching up to Sarex and Neil Farmack in front in the Nissan and the Mustang. As we power down the Conrod Straight into 6th gear. Bidster moves to the right side and TY goes through into 5th. Is he clear of it? Yes, he's took the racing line, he's clear. You can see Bidster in the mirror there at the top. And over the curb we go, and good move there from TY in that Nismo GTR there, and down to the last corner, catching up to Sarex already got his eyes set on that Nissan GTR right in front. And while that was happening with TY back on the Conrod Straight, further behind, we have Rodders being overtaken there by Domingo. As we see the doggy cam there to the right, there's Domingo going past in that AMG, just about trying to get himself clear before they go into the chase. Down braking into the left-hander, and a good move there from Domingo. So here we have Josh ahead of Callum. So I call him Josh. No, his name's Anime Tiddies, it says on there, but it's a bit of a cheesy name, so I call him Josh. His real name. So Josh ahead of Callum there. We go down the hill as Anime loses control of the car there on the way down. Very lucky to keep it out of the wall as he goes down the dipper. So that could have been a lot worse for him, but he's lost time now. As Callum switching the car on the brakes into the Forest Elbow as well. And then behind we have TY and Sarex both battling in the battle of the Nissans here. 13 plate Nissan versus TY in the 99 plate Nissan. So quite a few years between those cars. As we go down the chase, we look at Anime and Callum. They've not changed places down the hill, but looks like TY has got ahead of the Cyrex Nissan. So the 1999 leads 2013 as we go out of the little complex section there down to the last corner. Cyrex deep on the brakes, very deep on the brakes there into the last corner, but lucky to get the car stopped and got the car turned in. And Bidster mowing the lawn there on the back straight, not ideal, but into the first corner we go, and no curb hopping there, just keeping it nice and tidy, but looks like Bidster hasn't quite got the pace in that Toyota FT1 for now. But Callum, Anime and Neil now starting to closing on them two as well, so looks like we could have a three-way battle for the lead shortly. On lap 7, going down to the last corner, we have Domingo approaching the last corner, and he gets on the power, on the curb, just a little bit of grass as well, and as it dips off the curb, round he goes into the wall. Luckily Gran Turismo having not much in the way of... oh, here we are, Rodders comes round and then absolutely hits the back of the Mercedes as well. I was just saying, Gran Turismo doesn't have much any damage on, so luckily the car's alright there, but... yeah, that was that could have helped, but it could have been a lot worse for both drivers. But yeah, let's have a look from the Rodders' point of view here as we go down to the last corner in the BMW. Into the last corner, goes through, and then Domingo goes across the track, and then then we don't see the car, and then he had time to react, but Rodders must have been looking back or looking elsewhere. And hit the Mercedes driver who's trying to get the car turned round. But he does get the car turned around in the end, and on we go. And here we have Neil Farmack right on the back of that leading bunch there. So Neil Farmack now, it is a three-way fight for the lead of this race. So Josh, Callum and Neil, as you look back there at the other cars come down the dipper as Bidster makes a mistake. Oh, he just gets the car over-rotated on that last section of the dipper there. Into the wall, luckily just a glancing blow, and it could have been, again, the quote of the race so far, it could have been a lot worse. And now here we go, we've got Cyrex made his way in front of TY again in the newer Nissan, but now the older Nissan power has passed on the straight. Nice draft there as we go past. The cars are balanced, the LPB balanced performance, but the older Nissan having the legs on the newer Nissan on the straight. As we go around the corner there, you see TY just slightly pulling away, probably a bit kinder on his tyres than Cyrex. As meanwhile, the three battling for the front go around the last corner, and battle resumes. Lap 9 with Bidster coming over the top of the mountain. He goes wide, catches the curb, and a full 360. Luckily recovers it very, very nicely and very quickly, but again, not quite what he needs. I think he's struggling with the handling of that Toyota as we see the onboard view now. We go over the curb there, very nice. And then into the last part of the mountain we go. We just get on the curb, it hops us wide onto the curb and the grass. Round we go, keeps the lock onto the right to keep the wheels pointing the right way. And it recovers just like nothing happened. And now here's a look at Keith in the Mercedes SLS going over the top of the mountain in the Petronas colours. And now he does the same thing as Bids. Round we go, except he does a bit more of a pirouette than Bids. I think he attempted to go for 2 and did 1.5. I think so. As we go on board, there we go, round, wall, 1, 2, yeah, I think 1.5 actually, yeah, 1.5 spins there, so he has to get it in reverse, recover himself, and he's lost a bit more time there. So unlucky for Keith with that. If it just went round a bit more, he would have been okay. And now lap 10, we rejoin the battle for the lead of the race. Anime, Josh, Callum and Neil. So Josh, Callum and Neil fighting for the top place. We go into the top of the mountain, the start of the mountain is, we got Anime runs wide. Anime runs wide, and that gives Callum the opportunity, but again that BMW is squirming on power, trying to get the power down, as all three now very close as we come over the mountain. Wall to wall here, curb to wall, all of them together. And approaching the top of the dipper now, over the top of the mountain. As Callum looks for a way through there as we approach the dipper. No, can't do that. Just trying to show his nose, but that would be a very brave one to do there, as Josh is out of control completely, squirming left, right, and round. Through goes Callum, and yeah, massive tank slapper there for the BMW driver. Loses him the lead of the race to Callum in that Genesis X Bentley colour car. So Callum takes the lead of the race. And now on the start of the next lap, we have Neil looking to get round Anime again. So Josh under fire here from Neil as Neil goes down the inside in the Mustang. But I was going to say he couldn't pull it off, but Anime made it easy for him. Opened the door, went wide, and yeah, so consequently loses 2 places as TY goes through as well in the Nissan. So now he's attacking Neil as Neil's trying to get the power out of the corner. TY with all the traction in the world at the minute, so it looks like TY's got some good grip in that Nissan going on at the moment as we go over the top of the mountain, up and down over the little risers towards the curbs. Everyone being very, very tidy up the top of the mountain there. We go into the top of the dipper. There's Bidster trying to keep up, but further back there's Cyrex as we go to down the dipper. TY again right on the back of that Mustang, using wall to wall, just about scraping the wall each time, using all the track as Neil takes a bit of a defensive line into the forest elbow. I don't know if he was trying to straighten out the car for braking or what there, but and now we have one of the first pit stops of the race. Keith into the pits in the Petronas SLS there, into the pits, changing tyres and taking on fuel. Only half a tank of fuel in that car so far, and he's put another full tank in there. So one of the first trying out the different strategies is he's come out on hard tyres, so we'll see how that goes on. He's on the hard compound. We're on forward to lap 12 now as Neil Farmack under pressure from TY in the Nissan with Anime and Cyrex right behind him. Callum just ahead there trying to get a gap as these 4 battle out for second place in this race. There's a massive slide there for Neil Farmack again. All these cars trying to get that power on out of that hairpin, and looks like Neil's a bit aggressive on the power there, but that's let TY stay right behind him all the way up the mountain. And Anime now trying to catch up in the Z4 as well. Down to the dipper, separates the men from the boys down here. And looking nice and neat so far from everybody. A nice clean section down the dipper. Yes, nice clean section for everyone down the dipper that time, because we've had quite a few cars sliding and becoming very, very loose down the dipper, where the back end is just not deciding what it wants to do. I think Anime ran wide there and hit the wall behind, so that might be a good run for Cyrex. Yep, Anime's lost speed there, and Cyrex tries to go through a gap on the right hand side, but Keith getting lapped there and just letting the leaders go through. But Cyrex now trying to go for the move on the Z4 as he goes side, but both pairs of cars side by side as TY goes through and takes second place from Neil Farmack, and Cyrex goes through on Anime and takes the 4th place in that Nissan. So Callum leads, TY in second, Neil 3rd, 4th for Cyrex, and then Anime, Bidster, Firepower and Rodders is your top 8 of the race so far. As you see there, the camera just going between all the different cars. So there's Neil 3rd, Cyrex 4th in that Nissan, just overtaken this man, Anime in the Z4. Bidster running in 6th. Bit more on his own, had a couple of mistakes, tyre wear a bit more than everyone else I think, so just struggling in that FT1. There's Firepower in the Aston Martin in 7th, Rodders 8th in that BMW there, just going over the top of the mountain towards the chase. Domingo coming down the dipper in the Mercedes, he's on hard tyres now, so he's pitted as well for hard tyres, so good to see Domingo on trying a different strategy. Obviously if you've not got the pace and it's not quite working out, try a different strategy, as Keith has done there in 10th place, just trying something different. I mean, why not? Let's see if it works. Now we go to lap 13 with Anime coming into the pits. I'm not surprised because the tyres on that car look a bit finished to me as he goes into the pits there, navigating his way into the pit stop. There we're just fast forwarding. to when the car is going to land in the box. Team waits for it, the car stops, and I love this game how they can, with one person at each side, they can change tyres faster than an F1 crew. It's so unrealistic, these pit stops, but you know, we have them on because it's part of the endurance racing as he goes out onto the track with, I think, a brand new set of softs for him, so going for the fast pit stop approach. And meanwhile, here's Bidster in the FT1. He's on older soft tyres, and there's Anime fresh out the pits on those brand new fresh set of soft tyres. So I don't think Bidster's going to hold him up too much here as we go round here. And now he's on the fresh tyres, it lets him go through. Not being lapped, but just makes sense just to let the faster car go through and not try and hold them up too much, and then just try and run your own race with your own strategy there. So Bidster in 6th. And we now have an onboard view from Sarex going into the pit lane in the Nissan. Into the pits we go. Just a couple of clicks forward just to get the pit stop right. There he is, there goes the Nissan into the pit box for Sarex. 27 litres of fuel left in that car. Off the jacks, faster than a Formula 1 pit stop. And fuel goes in. Quite a bit of fuel going in. We've got Bidster coming in as well in the FT1, so a few pit callers at the moment as Sarex goes out the pits on a brand new set of soft tyres for him, so sticking with the soft compound rubber for him. Bidster into the pits then in the FT1, the Pepsi coloured FT1. Again, tyres changed lightning fast on this game. Fuel going in for him. Oh, we've also got firepower into the pits, so yep, again, quite a few pit callers here. So Bidster goes out, full tank of fuel for him, and I think, is it a set of soft tyres, or he's going to update him out when he comes out? Yes, another set of soft tyres for Bids, so sticking with what he's working so far. Firepower then goes into his box in the Aston Martin up on the jacks, and Rod is also coming into the pits as well. By the time we've switched cameras backwards and forwards, Firepower's already got his tyres changed magically, and there's Rodders with his done, and up and down, blink and you miss it. Firepower goes out the pits with 91 litres of fuel in the car, not quite a full tank, and Rodders will probably come out with more or less this. Oh no, he's gone for less, 81% in Rodders' car, so running that car a little bit lighter, but we'll see if that makes a difference. And Domingo gets ahead of him on track, and but Rodders is on the softs. And here's Neil Farmack. He's coming into the pit lane from 4th place. I think it was 4th place, yeah, on the 3rd or 4th place in the race. He's got 11 litres of fuel left, so that Mustang's been drinking that fuel. And new tyres go on, old tyres a bit worn. Now go back into the box. Fuel goes in the Mustang, and out he goes. Let's see if he's still on the soft tyres. It all shows him, yeah, they are. Soft tyres still for Neil Farmack, and a full tank of fuel, so he's cracking on. And here's Domingo sliding his way out of the Forest Elbow on lap 17 on those hard tyres, and Rodders taking advantage of that and going right round the outside of the Mercedes driver. The Mercedes driver tries to keep his foot in down here, but I think it's going to be Rodders that takes the position. He does, he even gets it done before they go over the top of the hill at the chase, and ahead goes the BMW driver ahead of the Mercedes with the hard tyres on it, so the soft compound car goes ahead. Now here's Callum, race leader goes into the pits, race leader goes in, and T-Wise following him. So the two leaders of the race go into the pits. Now this is going to be good to see where they come out at the end of this. So fast forward into the actual pit stop, tyres have already been done there. Just I think a little bit carried away there with the clicking. So there he is, Callum into the box. There we are, stops fine. I think they've both got about 5 litres of fuel left. So going to be close on. All depends on how much fuel these guys put into the cars. It's going to be relevant to where they come out. If they both go for the same, it should be about equal, but we'll see how we go. And then there's Callum. Callum's on his way, he's out first, and they've both gone for a full tank of fuel as they go out the pits. What are we on? It's got, there we are, we're ahead of Neil. Neil Farmack's coming up there he is, but he's already got momentum from the last corner. T-Wise on soft tyres again, new tank of fuel. And Neil, he's got the momentum to try and get round T-Y as he comes out the pits. And Neil goes ahead in the Mustang before turn 2. So He had the run from the... Oh, and TY, little nudge to Neil through the corner there. I can take that a lot faster than you can, Neil. But Neil says, no, I'm not bothered. And he holds on to position. You can bump me all you like, it's not going to work. And TY stays behind him. And now, looking at Anime, something happened here to Anime as he goes out of the last corner. Oh, he goes very wide on through the camera and makes our cameraman duck for the weeds and rejoins.